Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In this one we're looking at Satisfactory. Now all of you guys may be thinking, what is this, a gaming video? You don't do gaming videos, but actually I'll explain more of that kind of later on in the video. But this has been given to me as an early access key on Keymailer, so if the guys happen to watch this, thank you very much, really appreciate it. This is an absolutely amazing game. Played about 4 hours so far, but I wanted to go back to the start so I could explain to you guys what it's all about and how you go about doing stuff. I did actually have this lined up as a dual com, but unfortunately my video is corrupted, so I'm very annoyed about that. But I thought the best thing I can do is make a little single player world, show you how it all works, and then go into my other world and you can kind of see what you can do a bit more in the future once you've got more resources and things. So we're going to go through it. This is probably going to be more of a one-take thing because I do want to get this out for Friday night, so apologies, it's not going to be overly edited like my usual videos are, but I want to give you guys something and stick to the schedule. But I also want to show you this game because it's absolutely awesome. So there's 3 different levels you can start off with. I've gone for just kind of normal world. There's also a forest and a wintry mode. Example purposes, we're going to go off with the kind of first, more basic world. A little bit of information while we are plummeting towards the ground. All of these 3 worlds are exactly the same for landscape. It's not like Minecraft where it expands infinitely. They are massive maps, but yeah, you do get the same one every time. You just get different spawn locations. And I have found that there are little special things you can find as well. I might not spoil it and say exactly what it is, but every map has one. So once you find that, there's some good resources there. So something else to look out for.
First objective, please dismantle the drop pod. The resulting materials will be repurposed to construct a habitat and utility base, from now on referred to as the hub.
So apologies for no audio there. That's the problem when you change audio sources on your PC before you film. I haven't done this for a little while, so please bear with me for any teething errors. Okay. So our Xeno Zapper is like the basic tool you get every time.
Should have access to a means of defense against extraterrestrial threats.
You can stun with it, and then you can also use it to dig.
Third objective, please familiarize yourself with the resource scanner to find iron. Note, the acquisition of iron is considered essential in preparation for all future objectives.
So yeah, as the person said, iron is going to be one of our primary factors to this game. Now, for any of you guys who are still wondering what the kind of main objective for this is, if anyone's ever played Minecraft Tech-It or any of the mod packs that have kind of industrial craft or buildcraft, this is going to be right up your alley. Me being a primary candidate for that, because you guys that may have been around for a long time in the channel may remember that I did about 140, 150 episodes of that kind of build pack, and oh boy, am I excited to play something that's very similar. So I think we're just going to build stuff here just for the primary thing of kind of getting stuff done quicker. So first thing we need to do is look for some iron. Literally press C. Soon we'll have a different ores that we can search for, so we'll be able to have a little look around and try and find some different ones. But for now, iron is the primary one. You'll need a lot more iron than any other material in this game, from what I've found anyway. So be prepared to spend a lot of time digging up iron. It's kind of like when you first start Minecraft and you need to get like your iron ore and your copper and things like that. Iron is a very key factor to this, and be prepared to spend a lot of time trying to find it. So 2 nice sources here. This is exactly where I built my actual hub on my other game, so we might use that as a little bit of a baseline, and then I can show you my other world later on in the video, and you can get an idea of what you can make it into, because I've been really grinding on it. So oh, right, okay, we are being attacked.
Failure to do so will likely result in non-optimal progress.
Let's get rid of him. You will find there's some very weird creatures in this game. Also, if anyone doesn't like spiders, there's a mode that can turn off spiders. So it's called Arachnophobia mode, which is pretty cool. Now, apologies, I am talking over the tutorial a little bit, but I've paid enough for this that I can tell you what's going on. So now I'm just collecting some iron ore. This is, as I said, going to be one of the baseline materials that we're going to be using on this. And then the pod that we arrived to the planet or area in, we're going to make into a hub, which is going to be our central area where we're going to make everything from. Then we can expand out, and then we won't need it quite as much, but that's going to be kind of the main area where we're going to do all our research and find all our different things. So it's kind of an essential part at the moment to progress and unlock different features that we can use. I think I might build it over here this time. Okay, so this is our crafting bench. Just like Minecraft, you do have a crafting bench and then you can make different things. So I'm going to make our iron ingots, which is from the ore that we collected already.
Fifth objective, hub upgrade, storage and power. Note, the craft bench and hub terminal are
Thankfully, it's just a press and hold kind of deal, so we don't have to click it all the time, which would be very tedious. I'll make some plates as well. And then you can make rods as well from iron. I'll make a few of those. Okay, let's get out of that. And then we can upgrade the hub. So currently there's lots of different tiers. All of these are over unlockable, but some of them are just kind of there at the moment, kind of like placeholders until they actually release them, as this is an early access game. So this is the first upgrade we're going to be doing, and we just literally need to have 10 rods. Now I've already made those, so that's a nice easy upgrade for us. So there we go, some extra bits put on. So we've got a personal storage box, and we've also got a biomass burner, which is basically going to be putting our leaves in. You may have noticed I collected some of these at the very start of the video. Now, for now, or the time being, leaves are going to play a big part in all the power we're going to need, so collect as many as you possibly can. Now you can use it just straight away as they are with raw leaves, but what I'm going to do is put a little bit of oh, we can't actually do that yet. That's kind of flawed by plans, but what we can do is make leaves into biomass, which basically burns more efficiently than leaves do. But for now we can just use leaves as they are. I'm going to right click and split the stack. Nice little thing you can do, you just hold right mouse button down, and then you can split these up. I'm going to turn it off because we're not actually going to need it yet, but I just want to kind of get it primed for when we do want to get our machines going. So we can put some things in here if you want. But I think what we're going to do now is just go straight for the upgrade of 2. So we need to go and get some copper. So hold down C, and then we've got the option to use our mouse to choose what we want to go for. Copper. Now, from previous experience, I know copper is very close to the iron, which is nice. This is a really good starting point because everything's kind of in a good vicinity. You can actually find limestone. Just get rid of him. Just down there. It's along here somewhere. I think it might just be a bit further down that way, but you get a really good kind of amount of minerals in a small amount of space. So if you do happen to play this game, or this map I should say, then this is a really good starting point. I first did it with the hub a little bit further away. Ambulance. But had I have done it again, I would put it more central where I've put the hub now, so it's a little bit more convenient. That'll do for now. Now you can make additional crafting tables and equipment workshops that you can place down, so you don't actually have to use this hub all of the time. So this will do for now. It's kind of a case that we don't really want to use more resources than we need at the moment, so we'll leave it as is. What else do we need? Some more. We've got plates, need some more rods. Make a few more than we need. And we're going to upgrade this straight away. Okay, so now we've got a little room. We eventually get some beds here, a toilet as well, and a MAM, which is like a resource scanner.
You have unlocked scanner.
That's around level 4 or 5.
And blueprints, which can be found in the build menu and craft bench respectively.
So now we can look for the limestone.
7th objective, hub upgrade, conveyor belts. Note,
Nice and close
use
to the
power
other ones we've
poles to
got.
expand the power network for optimal results. Note, constructors are capable of constructing copious parts, of which only one type at a time.
Oh yeah, constructors are going to be a really vital part of getting production done quickly. So we'll get onto those in a minute. So this is the limestone. Again, you can just pick at this. But there's a little tool we can make in a minute, which is going to make things a lot easier for us. And then that's kind of, once you've made this little unique thing, then it's going to get a lot easier for us, and we can start the automation process. I'm not going to get too many of these. It's not overly essential at the moment. It will become a little bit more required later on in the game, but as of now we don't really need too much limestone. So limestone is used to make concrete. Now that's going to be used in terms of our conveyor belt posts and the masts for power. There are some things it's going to make a use of later on as well, but for now we're not really going to worry too much. Okay, so let's set this as a milestone. 10 concrete required. Have we got enough of that? No, we haven't. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to make a equipment workshop. So we need some more rods. And this is going to allow us to make some pieces of equipment to make our life a lot easier. So plop that down. And then here we can make ourselves a portable miner. So need to make some more wire and then some cable. Cable was literally made from wire. So again, using the copper to make the wire. And then the wire to make the cable. Very similar to Tekkit in you kind of have the, I think it was the cable, and then you put the rubber around the cable. It's like very similar to that. Did I actually make the cable? No. Okay. So we can make our portable miner. Now these are amazing little machines, creatures, robots, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to use this one on the iron. Now you can place multiple on one patch, which is good, but for the sake of demonstration I'm just going to use the one. So just left mouse click and it will open up. Such a cool little animation as well. Left and south up, and then it will start to drill. So he will hold 100 ore. You do have to collect this manually, but this is a very good baseline on automation process, and then we can actually make big miners that will all do it automatically. And what I'm going to do, I think in a minute, is jump into my other world and show you just what happens after you've gone through this stage and you've got onto the big boy miners. So this will make one a second. You can just sit here and gather it up, or you can do something else, which is what I do. There's a lot of other things you can be doing while that's going, so just bear in mind that every minute and a half it will be full up, or every minute 40 seconds, so it's pretty efficient. So this is the baseline. Now let's jump into my other world and show you just how this can become. I'm on level 5 on the hub there, but literally my world is pretty advanced compared to this, but that's still the very base, and kind of I'm very much still getting started on the actual potential of this game. Okay guys, so we are now on my other world where I've been really grinding. This over here is my hub, which is I think is a level 5 hub. Equipment workshop next to it, very similar. Now as you can see there is a little drone ship on the top that is available with tier 5 I think, and then you can start getting tiers of upgrades, researching different things that will take off and then bring back the things that you've unlocked. As you can see on the right, I'm working up to a space elevator, which is an absolutely massive piece of equipment. It takes up so much room, as you can see. That will then take things up to space, back, and very technical. So in terms of collecting resources, as you can see along here, this is my iron mine, and I've got 2 automatic miners. See the power distribution from the biomass burner. Now these go all the way down here to the same deposits that are on the other map. As I said, I didn't use the same ones on this map. And I've now got conveyor belt mergers and splitters as well. So we've got 2 miners, both powered, and then these just churn away into the ground and get all that iron out. That then goes together on separate conveyor belts, then merges together here. Then this will then go along this conveyor belt, and then this is where the process kind of really takes off. So this will go all the way down back along the hub. This is where I said that I put it a little bit more central in the map, and now thinking about it, it is a little bit further away than it needs to be. Putting it closer like I did on the other map was a bit of a better idea, but it works for the most part. So this then goes down into a storage container. So should I want any raw materials, that all goes there, but then that will be pulled from the container. It also is good when the power runs out, because the miners will continue to transport anything up to the point they stopped along the conveyor belt, and it will be stored as well, so it's not just sat on the conveyor belts. This will then be pulled out the chest into a splitter, and then these are smelters, which will make it into iron ingots. I've got 2 just basically for speed, so it doesn't get clogged up, because the smelters they're okay, they're not overly fast, but it'll do 30 a minute. But obviously by splitting that into 2 separate smelters, that's doubling the workload that it can do. Over here we are making different things. So I've got one that's set up for iron ingots into rods, and then the other one's set up to make plates. These are kind of things that you use a lot of, so it's worth having one machine to make each part that will just then go to to constantly make those. This then goes into a merger, so then you've got both different things on one conveyor belt. This is just actually taking me along. Then that will then go and store it up here. As of yet, I'm not actually making use of these. It's just a case of if I need them, they're there, just ready to be used. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but as I did say, it's all a bit of a work in progress. So that's certainly one thing that's making my life a lot easier. So as you can see on my right hand side of the screen, I've got my space elevator I'm making, and plates are a big part of that. Looks like there's enough in there to fulfill that requirement, so we can get on and make that bit. Now concrete, as I did say, that's another limestone deposit. That's very close to the iron ones, which is the same on the other map I was on. Similar thing, goes into a container, pulled out into a straight into a constructor this time, because you don't actually have to smelt down limestone. You can just literally compact it into the concrete. That in turn is then stored as well. Over here is a biomass burner that's separate. Does require a little bit more fuel. Do we have any? We use leaves for now. This then powers the whole section over here, which does the copper. So again, the copper was very close to the limestone and the iron, so it's all very central, which is nice. And then again, Mark 1 miner going out into a smelter, makes it into the copper ingot, That in turn goes and makes this into wire. Now what I've done is sometimes you need wire, sometimes you need cable. So I've got a splitter here that then makes half of the wire into cable, and then half of the wire just goes directly into this merger here, and then goes into storage. So you're basically getting cable and wire out from this deposit here, but I've done it so you get equal amounts of both, or I should say equal amount is split, and then you get cable and you get wire. So some things you'll need, as you can see on the right hand side, you need the wire for this space elevator, whereas sometimes you'll find you need cable. So having the ability to make both using these motors and splitters is really nice and convenient. Just makes it all a lot easier, and everything's kind of, you know, already there, so you don't have to make anything manually. So if you can make your life easier by automating things, then I'm definitely going to be doing that. So it seems like we've run out of power already. Those leaves don't seem to run long, but all these cables can support 4 different things, so everything here is powered off one set that is on the biomass burner. That's a little bit more of a technical thing. You do have to juggle power management as well. You can overclock the machines and also underclock them. That's something you get on to later in the game. You have cars as well, which is going to make things a lot more convenient when I branch out a little bit further afield. Once the space elevator is in place as well, and I get a bit bigger of a factory going, then that's definitely going to come into a world of its own, having vehicles to get from place to place. But it's very, very similar to Minecraft Tech-It, and it's by far the most enjoyable game I've played in a very long time. So basically, I want to say a big thank you to the guys that have given me this key. This has been so enjoyable, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with it, especially as it's early access, and they're, you know, very, very far ahead for early access, let alone adding in everything else they planned. So yeah, a lot of potential in this game. Can't wait to see what people make in terms of factories and things as well. If you guys want to see more content on this, then please do let me know in the comments box below, and we'll see if we can work something out. A gaming series is something that I could potentially do now, so yeah, maybe a bit more gaming on the channel, question mark. So yeah, so this has been Satisfactory. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you've got any more questions, let me know in the comments box below. If you enjoyed this video and you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Thank you to the guys for giving me this key so I can show everyone just what an amazing game it is. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.